Hi, I'm Chris Hudson here at the Digital News Desk. We're talking about the northern lights in a geomagnetic storm because that's what we're experiencing this evening and overnight tonight. Let's go ahead and get you right to the maps. That way we can see what we're talking about. What category of a geomagnetic storm are we experiencing? Well, we're experiencing a G form. That's almost the maximum amount that we can see for a geomagnetic storm. And it's possible that we reach a G5 overnight tonight. We're going to have to watch those conditions to see what happens with it, but nonetheless, we are experiencing a G4 storm. As far as being able to view the northern lights from this, well, all the way down towards the south, we're talking Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas should be able to see the northern lights on the northern horizon with a long exposure camera or a smartphone when they take a picture. As far as us here, locally across the upstate area, North Country, and the state of New York, we will be able to see those directly above head. The big limiting factor that we're going to have overnight tonight when we see this is, of course, cloud cover. And as far as that cloud cover, timing it out for you, I do think that we see some breaks in the clouds this evening. It's going to be a struggle, though, and it's going to be chilly as we see these northern lights. But by 7 o'clock, some of us seeing a few breaks in the clouds, still cloudy out there though. As we get into the later overnight hours, that's when we start seeing better conditions for breaks in the clouds, and that's when our geomagnetic storm should be at its strongest for us as well. So hopefully that's some good news for us, but those temperatures are going to be in the lower 40s if clouds clear out. We could be dropping down into the upper 30s for those temperatures, so a very cool and cold night as we're seeing the geomagnetic storm and the northern lights. But you can see as we go towards the later part of the nighttime hours after midnight, clouds look like they start trying to move back in for us, and so that could be a concern if you're wanting to see them after midnight. So I think if you're wanting to view these, the best time to do that is going to be between the hours of, say, 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. for us, and it all depends on cloud cover. Now, what are some ways that you can see these if we do have clear skies? Well, if you have a smartphone or a camera, use long exposure, point it towards the northern horizon, take a picture. About a 30-second exposure to even a 3-second exposure should capture these. If we're lucky enough, we'll be able to see these with the naked eye. In fact, on Monday night, this is when I took this picture right on this graphic, and you can see the northern lights. I could see those with my naked eye. So we're looking at that once again tonight, all depending on the cloud cover, and that's because of this G4 storm that we're expecting, maybe even potentially reaching a G5. All this is because of a coronal mass ejection, or a CME, that happened from the sun, sending electrically charged protons and electrons towards Earth, interacting with our atmosphere. And I will say that if this does get strong enough, we could see impacts on our communications as far as high-frequency radios and things like that. But yeah, it's kind of cool to be talking about the possibility of seeing the northern lights, and all this is because of us being in solar maximum and seeing those CMEs here coming towards Earth. But as far as all of that, I'm Chris Hudson here at the Digital News Desk, providing an update with your northern lights forecast.